Hi, we're just waiting for Chris. I don't know what happened.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Let me see, probably. This is, I lack the light, the lighting. This is better.
Let's pause this for a second. All right. Yay, we're all here. Hooray. Definitely got a request for another one, but I don't see that person just yet. But I guess we might as well just get started.
Makes sense.
Right. Okay, so welcome to live Q&A, or Q&A is what we're going to call it, for, COVID-19 updates on real estate. I'll start with my introduction. I'm Sharissa. I'm a realtor in Philly. Started in New York, but now I live in Philly and loving it. I enjoy working with first-time home buyers as well as sellers and pretty much investors, pretty much anyone who's really interested in the market. I really specialize in working with a great network, two of whom I have with me today. So, Abraham, why'd you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Abraham Reyes Pardo. I'm the housing director at the Urban League of Philadelphia. Been in the housing counseling industry for 10 years myself.
Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome, Abraham. And Chris, tell us about yourself.
Hey everyone, how are you? I'm Chris Schwartz, and I am one of the managing partners at First Choice Mortgage Advisor. We're an independent mortgage broker in the Philadelphia and tri-state area, and I've been in the business, mortgage business, for the last 15 years.
Awesome. Well, lots of knowledge between the three of us today. Chris, I just got your email. But anyway, yeah, let's get started. So, Abraham, I'm actually going to start with you. I know grants have sort of had a few snafus along the way with the COVID-19 thing, but why don't you let us know how a housing counselor can help, any first-time home buyers in Philly now?
So yes, thank you. So the process that we have in place, it's a process that it's overseen by HUD, by the Department of Housing, and has the intention to empower and educate anyone and anybody who's trying to buy a house, regardless of their income, assets, and credit history. That's precisely the idea, that if you don't have any of those three, or if you lack something else, we can work with you and kind of create an individual path so you can get where you need to go in terms of being eligible for a mortgage. Most of the people that we see coming through the program are trying to get ready or are mortgage ready. It's very rare that we work with people who are buying a house cash, but not unconventional.
Oh, interesting. So what grants are actually available right now for first-time home buyers?
Okay, so there are three major grants that at this point consumers are somewhat familiar with. So one of them is a very successful City of Philadelphia $10,000 grant. People who are buying a house in the City of Philadelphia and meet other criteria should be eligible for that grant. That's only for the City of Philadelphia. Then there's also First Front Door that can give you up to $5,000 by doing a match of 3 to 1, up to $5,000. That is for anybody who's buying a house in the state of Pennsylvania. And then the Urban League of Philadelphia, we offer our own grant of up to $1,000 if you're buying a house in certain zip codes of West Philadelphia. From there, different lenders might be offering different options, but the beauty of this is that you can be combining that assistance, and maybe it will require a minimum investment from you upfront.
Awesome. Okay. And what are the requirements like for first time? What are the requirements to be eligible, essentially?
So one of the main requirements, and this is going to sound like a commercial, is to attend housing counseling. So people, especially people who are trying to apply for a Philly First grant and the West Philadelphia grant, have to complete counseling prior to signing the agreement of sale. In terms of First Front Door, it's a little bit different. You have to get the lender kind of reserves a spot for you, but also there is a built-in requirement that you have to attend counseling. From there, what I was talking about also is there are different income eligibility parameters, and they just adjusted those figures for 2020. So just to give you an idea, a one-person household can be making up to $81,000 and still be eligible for a grant.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, it used to be a little bit lower than that, I remember. So that's going to be opening up a lot of doors for a lot of people, which I definitely think we need in Philly.
Correct.
Is there money still left? And is there a time limit?
There is money still left. Obviously, in the era of COVID-19, the processes have been adjusted. But as far as we understand it, the city of Philadelphia still has money left on that program. All you have to do is to connect with one of the housing counseling agencies, complete counseling prior to signing the agreement of sale, and the funds will be dispersed once you have identified a property that you're ready to purchase, once your housing counselor has pre-screened you, and the housing counseling agencies are the ones who submit these applications.
Awesome. So there's still time to get in there. Is there? There's still time.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, there is still time. Yes, it's in the program. The funds are awarded on a first come first served basis. As far as we understand it, there's still money left on all of the funds. I can tell you that for the West Philadelphia one, for the Urban League, we still have plenty of funds left.
Good. So buyers, I should be sending some buyers your way, is what you're telling me.
Hopefully, yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Please.
Well, Chris, so I know requirements have also changed on your end in terms of the mortgage industry. How have things changed since COVID-19 hit us a couple weeks ago or a month ago now?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first thing is I'm stuck in my house and I can't get a haircut. So, that's it's been its impact on my business. No, on a serious note, there have been some credit overlays, as we call them. So the agencies that are insuring these loans, like FHA and all these different agencies, they have not changed their guidelines. But what has happened is the lenders and they have come out and they have kind of raised the bar, if you will, in this COVID-19 environment. And what I mean by raise the bar is, they've increased minimum credit score requirements, in some cases up to 100 points.
Wow.
So, like I said, FHA hasn't changed their guidelines, but the lenders are always able to, they're the ones lending the money, so they can put their what we call overlays on top of any, agency guidelines. And we're just seeing that banks are a little uncomfortable lending. We have unemployment, skyrocketing. Some are predicting, 20, 30% unemployment. That type of environment just makes lenders a little bit uneasy. So for the immediate moment, they have, increased credit standards, lowered the maximum allowable debt to income ratios. And if you're a first-time home buyer, some of these things may sound kind of foreign to you. But what I want to really share with everyone is to just get mortgage ready. So you may not know what a debt to income ratio is.
Yeah, what exactly does getting mortgage ready mean? I mean, besides freaking out and being like, I have no money.
Exactly. I mean, it's connecting with professionals like us, connecting with Abraham to see what grants are available, connecting with mortgage lender, broker such as myself, and just asking questions and connecting with your real estate agent once you have the money and the mortgage and all that. Then they're going to connect with Sharissa, and we're going to be this team for them to get them, on my side, mortgage ready. So we're going to take a quick look at their credit they have to complete a transaction. And if the funds aren't there, how can we get them? Where, there's ways that you can get the grant programs. There are some of these programs that will allow gifts from family and from employers. So we're going to explore all that, as well as, making sure that your credit and your other, debt to income ratios and all of these fun things, you get to,
Yeah.
Sharissa, you get the fun part on the real estate side. You show the pretty houses, right?
Yeah.
Well, on
You
my
like my
end,
fancy house right now?
yes, I know. It's very well kept.
I know. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
But we're going to make sure that their financial house is in order, so to speak. And
Gotcha.
and that way, when they go out with you, they are not only excited about the opportunity to own their home, but they're in a position to make an offer and to do that. So that's what getting mortgage ready will look like.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Do you have to run? I'm assuming you have to run credit through this whole process.
Great question. So you don't have to run credit. So if you have
Oh,
somebody that is coming to me that's, very early on, maybe they know they have some credit challenges and they just say, hey, I don't want to run my credit yet. We have a great option where we can kind of take a little sneak peek at your credit, and
ooh,
it will not show up. It's called a soft credit pull. It will give me one of your FICO scores, and basically it will allow me to see where your scores are. I can also see your liabilities, any negative or derogatory items without actually hitting your credit. And then we can formulate a plan. And I can also do that without, going through the full application. The mortgage application is, it takes a little bit. It's a lot of information. A quick look at your credit through a soft pull. I need like 4 pieces of information and we can see where you stand.
got it. All right, great. And then finally, where do you think interest rates are now? I mean, where are interest rates now, and where do you think they're going
Well,
coming
fortunately,
out of this anyway?
yeah, one of the positive things that is right now existing because of this environment that we're in is mortgage rates are incredibly low. Um, Depending on your credit and the program, the rates are going to vary, but they're in the low 3% range, which is historically, some of the lowest rates we've ever seen. And as if that's not enough, many industry experts and the economists out there are saying once investor confidence comes back into the market and we can see people going back to work, we know kind of this these phases of the economy reopening, that will give investor confidence the ability to actually price mortgages to the market. And what that means is very simply, right now, mortgages are not priced to market. If you look at the technical factors, which I won't bore you with, that drive mortgage pricing, where the bonds are trading, and all of these technical factors, actually, even though our rates are in the low threes, they're probably about a half a point higher than they would be if we weren't in this environment. So if you can just imagine that we're going from the low threes, we could come out of this and see interest rate 30-year fixed interest rates in the like high twos.
No
Um,
way.
yeah, look, you know, I've locked a few people in at 3.25, 3.125.
Yeah.
So we're in the low threes, and if you look at the technicals of this market, where lenders are not pricing because they're concerned about consumers' ability
Unemployment.
to pay
Yeah.
and employment. So this isn't my crazy opinion sitting here in my home office. Some really really dynamic people that do this for a living, that study the markets, are saying we are going to see coming out of this, some of the best opportunities for home buyers that we've ever seen. So I know this is a little unsettling, but if you're looking and you're in the market, you're probably going to come out with some of the lowest interest rates ever. And Sharissa, I'll kick it back to you on the real estate side and the opportunities there. And you can kind of talk about what you see opportunity wise coming out of this on the real estate side.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely seeing a lot of pent-up demand. There's definitely people reaching out to me and asking, if we can see things. As of only today, we've been allowed to show. So things are going to start moving along, but a lot of buyers were, cautious and stalled and nervous about entering the market. So I feel like that's actually going to be great for buyers because there's going to be a lot of houses that are like on the market that need to go, and sellers are going to be way more negotiable with prices. I do think employment is going to be kind of a thing. Like I know lenders are probably going to double and triple check and make sure that you still have a
Yeah.
job and things like that right before closing. But I'm looking forward to putting together a lot of these programs like grants as alongside mortgages so that we can really take advantage of this low interest rate situation, because the low interest rate is great. It really does help a lot of people, expand their buying power. So if we can just stave off the unemployment and, if the grants are working and they're still willing to give that money, then, it's actually pretty good news. You would think that it would be bad news coming out of this environment, but it's actually pretty good news for buyers. I mean, I guess it remains to be seen for sellers. But I think it's still a great time to buy a home because a lot of people, to sell a home rather, because a lot of people have been waiting for the market to break. And, now that they have access to, funds again, they can actually get moving, not like the big boys with the loads of cash just roaming around. You know what I mean? Like now it's
Right.
time for normal people to get back into the game. So I'm very optimistic about how the real estate market's going to go. And that brings me actually to another point. I think it's really important for people to start looking at markets and getting educated on what's going on in their markets. So I would like to talk a little bit about HomeBot and how you can use that system to take advantage of what's, or like get an idea of what's available, what prices are doing, and how the market activity is going. Before I get into that, I want to ask Abraham to give us a quick idea of how my clients and people can get in touch with you and sign up for your seminars.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, absolutely. We're running seminars every Saturday throughout May. These are going to be webinars, or what would typically be our workshops, are going to be now had online, which is convenient for consumers because I'm not making you get out of bed on a Saturday at 10 in the morning to be at 9, so you can be at my session by 10 and stay there for 4 hours. So you can do this from the comfort of your house. You don't have, it requires minimum effort. You just have to be there, remain engaged, ask them questions. Once you have completed the webinar, we follow up with you to schedule your one-on-one session. And during your one-on-one session, you're going to be discussing, or we're going to be discussing your profile with you. So we are providing credit reports. We are analyzing your income, your assets. It's kind of a test run of what it will be needed to apply for a mortgage.
I'm
They can
sorry,
get in contact.
sorry, 2 seconds. That's actually great because then you can go to the housing counseling, figure out where you are in needs of mortgage, and then talk to a traditional lender so you can weigh out your options. Yeah, that's
Right.
awesome.
Yes, yes. The way they can connect with us is if they, all of our webinars are posted on Eventbrite, so people should be able to register from there. Also, if you need more in-depth information, for now it will be easier to send an email to housing@urbanleaguephila.org, housing@urbanleaguephila.org.
Awesome. All right, great. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, so HomeBot, as I was about to say a little earlier, is it's a program that allows buyers to really understand the market. I'm sort of partnering with Chris on that. So it's actually great because my clients are able to see what people are paying for houses in their neighborhood, what the price per square foot is, and also really understand how things have changed over time. Chris, why don't you tell us about how you feel HomeBot is helping your clients?
Yeah, so sure. So I think really, using HomeBot, it's a great tool that we have to kind of keep, if you're a buyer, keep your finger on the pulse of the market.
Yeah.
And it's really engaging. Once you connect with Sharissa, if you have an interest in buying, she'll get you added to that system. And then it's really just a way to look through neighborhoods, to see the activities, the price changes, all of the fun stuff, kind of behind the scenes into the numbers. Whereas, Sharissa has some other tools and systems that are going to show you, the pretty house. HomeBot's going to get you a little bit into the numbers in the areas, and you can easily navigate that, from home. Just, you can finish your housing counseling on a Saturday and then just roll right into, playing around with looking and browsing different markets. I mean, that's the beauty of technology.
Yep.
So, connect with Sharissa and definitely make sure we get you to the HomeBot. And then throughout the process, it gives you some nice little buying tips, and there's all kinds of little tidbits in there that'll help a first-time buyer for sure.
Yep. I love HomeBot. It's great. So maybe we can share a link after this video is done. I'll definitely have a link to the Eventbrite for Urban League so that people know where to get access to that stuff. Just for, watching this webinar and signing up today, you will definitely receive a free home buyer guide. You just need to email me at the end of this and I will be happy to send you one. Any final thoughts before we go? Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Go real estate.
Go real estate. So from my end, there's nothing to lose. Literally, there is nothing to lose. Where we offer a high quality free service that is really about information and sustainability. This is going to be one of the most important purchases of your life. So why not to make it an informed one?
Absolutely.
Those were my dogs also having an opinion.
Sorry. They are just as excited as we are, clearly. Perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I feel the same way. I think, this has been it's been, a crazy for all of us, certainly some unsettling times and things that have been challenging. But I like to just, kind of look at every challenge as an opportunity.
Yep.
And I will tell you, we're all going to get through this. And on the other side, if you're a home buyer, the opportunity there is going to be like nothing we've ever seen before, because let's face it, this is like nothing we've ever seen before. So it's going to be a really exciting time to be in the market for a home, and, connecting with resources like the three of us will make sure that you get through it. Sharissa, you can put some links to my contact information, and you didn't ask me, but I'm going to
I'm sorry.
Tell everyone they can find me.
Sorry, Chris. Oh my God, I completely forgot. I'm sorry. Yes. How
okay.
can we get in touch with you, Chris?
That's okay. So again, it's Chris Swartz, and it's SWARTZ, and my company is First Choice Mortgage Advisors. And you can just shoot me a message on Facebook. You'll find me, Chris Swartz. The First Choice Mortgage Advisor page is on there. And then you can always reach me at 610-766-7060. Be happy to answer any questions you have and share any resources that we have to get you ready as we come out of this. It's going to be exciting.
Yep. Well, again, finally, I want to say thanks for joining me, guys. I really appreciate you taking some time to chat with me today about everything that's going on. I know everybody's like, yes, it is an unprecedented time. And of course, I'm big on education. So I'm really glad that you were able to share this time with me and, let everyone know what's available, because I do believe it is an exciting time. I believe in the industry, and I'm excited to see what good changes are actually going to come out of this in terms of moving us to a virtual sort of place. And providing value in a different way than we could have in the past. I'm happy to reach out and help you through your home buying process. You can reach me at 917-941-2297. I'm on Instagram at Chateau by Sharissa, and I'm all over the place, really. So I'll be happy to connect you to any of my partners. I have a great network, and I will definitely get you from start to end. And that's about it for us. Thank you so much for joining. I'll talk to you guys soon. I guess have a good rest of your day.
Sharissa, thanks for hosting and providing this platform.
Thank you
to get
so
the
much.
information out.
Absolutely. Thank you. Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.